welcome back. My name is Ashanti and thank you for joining me. In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to retrain your brain. Now, most of us, we get wrapped up in this thinking, and that's ruminating and overthinking things that happened to us in our lives that wasn't pleasant. We want to move on, but for some reason, we just can't get past it. Well, today I'm going to tell you how. So retraining your brain is one of those things that you have to constantly work on. It may take days, it may take months, it may take years, but don't give up, because once you get to the other side of retraining your brain, then you're in control of your thoughts. Now, when something bad happens to us, it's normal to think about it, to process it, especially if you've dealt with narcissistic abuse or just toxicity coming from other people, or just your own stinking thinking. So what we want to do is, first of all, I'm going to say it, meditate. Because when you meditate, this slows down the function of your brain. You want to bring it to, like a nice little hum, to where it's not really thinking about anything. It's just trying to relax. So what you want to do is get into a state of meditation or just quiet time, however you want to do it. But you just want to mute the TV, turn your phone off or turn the ringer off, and you just want to focus on yourself, because this is a good way to even figure out what you're actually thinking. Sometimes we're on autopilot and we're just walking around all day thinking thoughts that we're not even conscious that we're thinking. So in order to put a stop to that, be conscious of what you're thinking. Be conscious of what you're watching. Be conscious of what you're listening to. Be conscious of who you're talking to, because all of these things plays a part in what's going to start ruminating in your mind. So now that we got that out of the way, once you've done all of that, tune into yourself. Go within and just monitor your thoughts for maybe 5 or 10 minutes, just to see what it is you're actually thinking about. Because the most dominant thoughts in our minds, of course we know what those are, but those little subtle, silent triggers, I like to call them, this is a way to put a stop to it. So if you're monitoring your thoughts and an unpleasant thought comes up, maybe a past memory of hurt and pain, this is when you want to say, hey, okay, I acknowledge, that emotion, that feeling, that thought, and I also want to address it. If it's not something that you need to be thinking about, like say, an appointment coming up or something like that, acknowledge it and dismiss it. And also, if you do have things that you do need to think about, set aside some time to just mainly focus on them. And if you're in a meditative state, then you'll probably get the answers that you're looking for to resolve those problems. So save that time where you want to think about something. Set aside a perfect time for that, when you're not busy, when you have time to actually work through it. Walking around all day with it replaying over and over in your mind is not going to help. It's actually going to diminish your quality of life, because what you think about, you bring about. So that's why you want to be conscious of these thoughts. So let's just say, you're watching television and you're silently triggered. That means that nobody's specifically talking to you. Maybe God is speaking through you through the television, but you're not actually having a conversation with anybody. But you hear something, you see something, and you're triggered. That's a time right there to stop, close your eyes, take a deep breath, go within and ask yourself, why am I triggered by this? Now, if you're watching TV, then you probably have the time to do this, because let's just face it, it's better to work on yourself than to watch TV all day. So you want to go within and you want to ask yourself, why am I triggered by this? What is going on with me that this still affects me emotionally? And if you take that time out to just isolate, that issue, go within, figure it out, ask yourself, because yourself is always going to answer you truthfully. So ask yourself, why am I triggered by this? And when you get the answer, you can make peace with it. If you don't get the answer that day, trust me, the answer will come, because the trigger will happen again. And you keep asking yourself, why am I triggered by this? Go into meditation. Ask yourself, why am I triggered by this? And if you dig deep enough, it's probably something connected to your childhood or young adulthood, or it may be something that happened last week. But this is the thing. Don't let it get stuck in your mind, because then you're ruminating, you're obsessing, and that's not going to help. So when you find yourself obsessing, ruminating, overthinking about a specific thing or a specific person, that's when you want to stop yourself and say, hey, okay, that happened. It didn't feel good. There's nothing that I can do about that now. And you want to just, reassure yourself that you're okay. Everything's okay. Everything is going to be okay. And, just let it float away. Now, something fun you can do to make this a little interesting is just play a game with it. When those thoughts come up, just say, oh, hey, you, you back again. Just have a little fun with it. Because if you take it too seriously, then it's going to stick with you way longer than it should. So have fun with it, but at the end of the day, your goal is to make peace with it and release it. Give it to God. Send it to God, and be done with it, especially if there is nothing that you could possibly do about the situation now. And most of us, even if we did resolve the situation, we still constantly replay it, rethink about it. Did I handle that correctly? Could I have done it better? Of course you could. Of course maybe you couldn't. But the whole purpose of it is to let it go. So the next time you find yourself overthinking, ruminating, bring it to the forefront and make peace with it. Whatever it is, whether it was, the death of someone, a breakdown of a relationship, you felt you were mistreated, whatever it is, it'll only help you if you address it and let it go. End the story. So those are my 2 ways of how I retrain my brain: meditation and just welcoming the thought, making peace with it, and releasing it. Some things you just have to give to God, because there's nothing that you can do about it. So God knows all. He's privy to the conversations that you are not. So if something happened like that, if something happened and you still trying to figure out why, what, where, all the W's, let it go. Give it to God and let it go. So if you want more information on how to retrain your brain and stop that stinking thinking, leave me a comment down in the comment section, and I will be happy to help you with this, because trust me, this was not an easy thing for me to do, but I've done it, and I am here to help you guys if you want to do it. So let me know, and I thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. I have some special things planned for my channel, so I hope you subscribe, give me that thumbs up, and I will see you soon. Bye guys. I love you like la la.